Hey guys, this is another video. I don't know how to start this. Well, the video is just what it looks like, I guess. I don't need a long intro to explain it. It's just 10 things I want to see from Overwatch in updates in 2018. By the way, this video isn't a top 10 list, so it doesn't have a first or a last, or one that I want to most see. It's actually just a coincidence that there's 10 things in it. Before I start, one, this gameplay isn't mine. It belongs to a YouTuber called Darkest Dion, or Dion, I'm not sure how to say it. And also, subscribe to my friend's channel, Joelamations. I haven't given him a direct shout out in ages, but I do leave a link to his channel in every video description. Yeah, so go sub to him and tell him what a lovely colour black is. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, sorry, that's a personal joke because Joelamations gets annoyed when people say that black's a colour because, oh, it's a black hole and it sucks up stuff or something. Also, what the heck was that laugh? I don't sound like that in real life, I'm sorry, it's as if some inner demon possessed my voice temporarily. But anyway, I'm going to jump into this video because the chances are that you're about to click off this because I'm literally just being boring. So, the first topic I'm going to talk about is new heroes I want to see in the new year. And the first new hero I want to see is a new support hero. And yeah, I know we just got one in Moira, and however OP Moira might be, the problem is far from fixed. I mean, with so many DPS in the game, and so little tanks and supports, that's what Blizzard really need to focus on at the moment. But one of my favourite concepts that I've seen that I think would add a bit more depth to Overwatch is the idea of a support hero with turrets similar to Symmetra's that she could place all around the map. And rather than doing damage, they'd actually do healing. So yeah, like I said, they'd function similarly to Symmetra's, where you could put maybe up to 6 on the map. And the more you've got in one area, the more damage / healing it's going to do. And one of the reasons I think this is particularly good is because, to be honest, healing just isn't as fun as going out and getting kills. Because when you're playing Mercy, you don't want to be locked onto a Reinhardt, but you want to be going out, being free, making kills. Because that's just a more fun role, but healing has to be done. But imagine a healer who could pop down a few turrets and go off and make a cup of tea, because the turrets will do the healing for you. And this would really work because the healer wouldn't actually have to have any healing oriented abilities. They'd be free to be doing damage with the rest of the team during a team fight, and yet their team would still get the healing that they needed. Plus, you don't have to be weak and defenceless, and if a soldier corners you, then this healer would actually have some self-defense. But anyway, I went a lot more in depth with that one than I thought I would, so let's move on to the next one. And this one's my own concept, and it's the idea of having an ultimate villain as well as Reaper. In this video I was originally going to go into loads of detail about this because it's my own concept and I kind of know how I want it to play out. But it made the video way too long and dull, so I've decided to give it its own video, which is going to come out tomorrow. Yep, I'm doing a double upload and that's why this one took so long to come out. So yeah, if you want to find out about this guy, then you can find it out tomorrow. Well, that's it for the hero section of this video. So now I'm going to move on to possible maps. And kicking that off at number 3 is Lucio's old home in Rio. Because before I joined Overwatch, Lucio was a DJ on the mean streets of Rio. And why not bring us back there? And is it just me, or do you guys play better on brighter maps? Maybe it's the vibes I get making me more positive to play, or it could be anything. But why not take us to Rio? And I'm actually not just making excuses so that we can go there because it looks beautiful. Actually I am. But I can imagine there being some good sniping ground around here, and a mix of buildings around here for you to hide behind, and maybe Farah and Diva could even get on top of the statue, who knows. I'm sure Jesus won't mind. But no, I'm sure there'd be many great places for objectives, and I think it'd make a great map for one team trying to capture an objective. But coming in at number 4 on a less positive note would be a map exploring the wreckage of Overwatch's old base. Because in Overwatch lore, a fight between Talon and Overwatch caused the destruction of one of Overwatch's bases. And I think it would be kinda cool having a map which almost tours you around the devastation. Maybe in a payload map. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But I'd like to see some other sides of the damage other than this one picture that we're stuck with. Back to Happy again. And for the final map of the section, I'm thinking the forest from Bastion's Origin short. This is a bit of an unusual one, and it's definitely not been mentioned much by other YouTubers. Ones thousands of times the size of me. I'm so small. But I think Bastion's Forest will provide an interesting change for an Overwatch map, because we've never seen them battle it out in an all-natural environment. Sure, it might get a bit repetitive in places with it just being endless trees, and I'm not sure where heroes would spawn. But if Blizzard managed to combine places where the trees are densely packed and forest clearings, I think they'd pull it off. I mean, one thing Blizzard loves to do is to leave Easter eggs in their maps, some referring to other shorts, some referring to general Overwatch lore. But I think the forest would be a great place for Easter eggs for Blizzard, and you could even have the dead Omnic that Bastion finds. And plus, think of the voice lines that Bastion could have in this place. Well, even though he doesn't speak exactly. Moving on. And now it's time for the general things that could be added. So coming in at Sexy 6 is a survival game mode. Now, this is really unusual, and not many things like this are generally suggested, and I'm sure I've triggered all kinds of ideas of what I could have meant. But this would be a solo event, making it great for anyone with no friends. So, you know in the Halloween Overwatch event, when you had to survive against different bosses? Like, you had Dr. Junkenstein's monsters, and you had heroes like Temetra dressed up. Well, almost a version of this, where maybe you have to survive in a locked room against a series of bosses, all versions of Overwatch characters, that get progressively harder as you move along. So it could be a thing where you could compete against your friends and be like, oh, I managed to survive the room for 2 minutes. Where your friend who's in Grandmaster and is always bragging about everything says, oh, I survived an hour. And I'm quite glad I found this image. There's a reason I'm staying on it, because this is actually the kind of thing I imagined. So just imagine some junk rat spawning in there and bombing you, and you've just got to try and survive. And then in the next round you got to survive like an enemy Lucio, or just little bosses that the computer has that get progressively harder. And it kind of be like, how long can you survive? And now it's time for Heavenly 7. This is a more technical one, and it's a solution for the amount of people leaving the game in Overwatch. And basically, Overwatch's solution so far has just been to make the penalties for leaving harsher and harsher and harsher. But it seems to be not working. And you get all these videos about toxicity and killing Overwatch, and all these trolls deliberately leaving games, getting them cancelled. But I can first hand say that not all the people that leave games are trolls. And one season, my Wi-Fi lagged out so many times that I got banned for the rest of the season. Just because of my Wi-Fi. I wasn't a troll, I wasn't toxic. And other people's solution is, well, stop playing Overwatch if you can't trust your Wi-Fi. And no, I want to play it because 90% of the time I'll be fine. I'll stay in the game and everything will be good. It's just occasionally that it lags out, and me not playing it at all because of this is actually the same as getting banned. Either way, you don't play. So, a lot of people that do get banned are innocent. And I think Blizzard should implement something into the game that can track when you've left games deliberately and when something's caused you to leave. And this wouldn't be beyond Blizzard's reach. The amount of money they spent fixing the toxic player problem, I'm sure they could do something like this. And then they'd be able to crack down even more on the trolls and have a system with more justice for the people that it isn't their fault. Lift the weight at number 8. This is a quicker one. An emote for Reaper which shows him spin around as if to do his ultimate, but then get dizzy and fall over. I mean, this would be so funny. And the Overwatch team have already proved that they don't take it too seriously with the dance emotes, and this would be so funny to see. I mean, imagine Reaper trying to cover up awkwardly, trying to keep his gloomy appearance. Number 9. An arcade game mode where heroes are only allowed to use one ability of their choice. I mean, imagine Soldier having to fight without either his biotic field, his sprint, or his helix rockets. Like, which one would you depend on the most? I mean, sure, with some heroes, like Reaper, it'd be easy to decide that you'd exclude his teleport ability, but I'd like to see it, it'd be cool. And finally on the list at number 10, this is a winter skin idea for Widow. I mean, maybe a frozen-y skin with a white and green colour scheme, or maybe a skin with ice spikes sticking out of her shoulder to really make her look intimidating. And that's the end of the video, a much longer one today. The video on my own Overwatch hero concept coming tomorrow, and I'm pretty keen to end this seeing as it was so long, but comment which was your favourite of my ideas, and I'll see you next video.